ॐ ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहि तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्री गुरुं परमानंदं वंदे स्वानंद विग्रहं यस्य सनिध्यमात्रेण चिदानंदायते तनुः। स्मृत्यैव सर्वचिन्ताया धातुरेकः प्रपद्यते यच्चित्ते निर्मला चिंता तद्धि ध्यानं प्रचक्ष्यते। द्विविधं भवति ध्यानं सकलं निष्कलं तथा चर्याभेदेन सकलं निष्कलं निर्गुणं भवेत्। Now after dharana we are now in dhyan. We discussed this point that smrityaiva sarvachintaya dhatureka prapadyate yachite nimala chinta tadhi dhyana prachakshate. So that is called dhyanam. So among all sort of thoughts, so when the person is able to uphold, able to recollect, able to retain, able to maintain one thought that is related to the reality. There is only one reality, other than that, nothing. And that thought is called pure thought. And of course, when the person dwells upon that, mind is elevated. And in fact, that is called as dhyana. I was looking at this chinta aspect today. If we look at all our memory, I think we had discussed in details while taking Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So, all our thoughts either it is related to anubhava or anubhuta. I'm just playing with these words very carefully. Try to observe this point. Anubhava means experience. So what is experience? Experience is nothing. The situation, the object, or you can say the object of experience plus my emotion, my subjectivity. Where my subjectivity plays important role, that is primary than the object. For example, somebody told me something. Why did he? The person said, what did he? The person said, no, I am hot. how can the person talk this? Or you had some sweet, the experience. In the sweet, what was there? That is none of your discussion. But the sweet was so tasty, so nice. So where the experience is primary and the object of experience is secondary. Second type of thoughts called anubhuta, where the object of experience becomes primary and the experience becomes secondary. Especially for a common person, anubhava becomes more important than anubhuta. And when anubhuta becomes more important, then what happens? Not only you develop the subjectivity, also you lose sight of the object. And the whole process of meditation is to convert anubhava to anubhuta. But unfortunately, people in the name of meditation, they want to have more and more anubhava, experience. That's why experience-based meditation is just a travel. And here we are talking very carefully. That's why dharana will make you to understand that there is difference between anubhava and anubhuta. That's why here panchabhuta dharana was being taught in details. Because with reference to panchabhuta, you don't have much subjectivity. And moreover, that what you see in external world, that you need to see in your internal world too. Let there not be any conflict between the external world and in this internal world. So when this is the case, keeping that in mind, that we discussed that there are two types of meditation, dhyanam iti. Meditation is a wrong word. So one we call as upasana, that is called saguna brahma dhyana iti. So that is technically in our Vedantic language is called upasana. Whereas the other one is called nididhyasanam, called nirguna brahma dhyana. So in our meditation book, everything has been discussed in details, keeping all these things in mind. That's why meditation book is a very systematic book to understand what is all about meditation. If anybody asks any question regarding meditation or if you have any doubt, please go through meditation book. However, here it says, look, when there are two things, then how here Gorakshanath prescribes, advises us to do dhyana. Let us read. Antasyeto bahichakshuhu adhastapya sukhasana kundalinya samayuktam dhyatva muccheta kilpisha. Keeping this verse, yesterday I said that this chair dhyanam is not going to work. Yes, all our shortcuts may, it will not work. Why? He himself highlights. First is the person is supposed to be in Sukhasana. So Sukhasana is a posture. Somebody translated, I was listening to somebody. Do you know what is Sukhasana? That in a posture where you are comfortable. Like there is one Jagat Guru, he who always misinterprets. Okay, Nirguna. So what is Nirguna? So he explains Nirgata Guna Yasmat, from whom all the gunas comes. So Nishedhartha, he never accepts. So now most controversial Jagat Guru now in India. And of course, government backs. That's another point. Unfortunately. Coming back to the point here. Like this, Sukhasana means sitting in a chair pose comfortably. So chair pose, okay? That is a new pose called chair pose, okay? Chair asana. How is it? Perfect. Nothing wrong in it. This is good Sanskrit. Please understand, we have discussed in details. So what is the concept here? That whenever I do meditation, because we are in yoga text, what is need to be done? Ida and Pingala must be crossed. If Ida and Pingala are not crossed, what will happen? You know, it is not going to work. So how to cross Ida and Pingala? Sitting on the chair. Will it be possible? Even though towards the ankle you try to, but it doesn't work. Let me not get into too much technical points. So first is Sukhasana. Sukhasana is tapya. That means sitting steadily, comfortably in Sukhasana. Of course, Padmasana, Siddhasana, you can, but if you are comfortable. But Sukhasana is very much comfortable for anyone. Then next is what? Antachetaha. So that means the mind has to be withdrawn to inward. Because when I am withdrawing my mind, the Uparama, Pratyahara, then only sense organs will start listening to me. Or else sense organ will not listen to me at all. Try. So once I withdraw, number one, means inward thinking. Then he gives another point. Bahi chakshu. Chakshu, the eyes are outwards, means open. Inward thinking, whereas eyes are open. Then what to do? Then he says adhaha. So adha means here what? So you need to look down. Where? Nasagra drushtihi ityartha. So gazing at the tip of the nose. So being seated properly in Sukhasana, mind is completely withdrawn inward, keeping eyes open, and looking at the tip of the nose. In fact, if mind is little bit preoccupied, you will not be able to look at your tip of nose for a long time. Impossible. In fact, instead of talking the class, I think I should make you to do this 10 minutes, which will be more useful because you people are too intellectual now. And nothing enters. I know that. So I am enjoying because for myself, to my understanding, nothing means nothing is entering in your mind. Okay, you guys' mind. Okay. Hey, I'm not disrespecting. Okay. I respect you because of you. I'm taking more and more text. Or else one text class would have been over. Then I have to catch hold of new people. Okay. To continue the teaching. So in this regard, I really respect you all. Okay. How? Here he says that adha. So that means keeping eyes or gazing at tip of the nose. So when I start looking at down, then what happens? So he says, look, next thing would be kundalinya samayukta yuktam dhyatva. So that means that meditating in union with kundalini. So how and why? This also need to be very carefully understood. Now, he's trying to bring later on, one after another. You need to dwell upon one after another chakra, starting with Muladhara. So that means when your eyes are gazing at tip of the nose, in fact, you will not be able to hear anything, even if anything happens surrounded by. And interestingly, eyes are well focused. And the focusing point would be that all chakras starting from Adhara and spending time. That's why Kundalini Samayukta, he uses this word in association with Kundalini. So when you start focusing on Adhara, how you can focus it? If you have done Dharana. Without Dharana, you want to do Dhyana. Will it be possible? That's why he took, many verses, especially Panchabhuta Dharana, very carefully. My question is, have anybody tried at least one time Dharana? Please. Just one time. Anybody? Any one of you have tried? It's cool. That's really nice. Now you understand how serious you are with reference to the text. And you want to understand everything. Is this understanding or intellectualizing? Be honest. It's completely you are trying to intellectualize. You'll be more and more confused. You know everything, right time, nothing will enter. That's why the worst thing will happen by mistake. If the Shraddha is lacking, you will become a monster. Definitely, there is nobody can help you, nobody can protect you. If Shraddha becomes lacking, some way or other, somehow or other, and Shraddha to come down, there are hundreds of reasons. your prarabdha, situation, and of course, you have got now strong individuality. Then what will happen? Then, of course, because of that, your insecurity, then your priority, many things comes. It's a disaster. So I request you, please spend some time. So whatever we are discussing, doesn't matter, little bit time. Say before taking class, I am spending some time with me. If I don't spend, I don't take class. That's why sometimes I skip the class. I say, look, I have not done my homework. So sometimes to write one verse, I take almost 1 hour. I dwell upon, not that simply I write it. So to take class, minimum 2-3 hours I spend with me. So I expect at least 3 minutes, okay? Anyway, choice is yours, don't worry. So then what happens? Only then one will be free from muchyat kilvisat. So we'll be free from all sort of impurities. Because the moment there is some type of disturbance in me, that is called impurity. Remember, if your mind is disturbed for small things, that means there is full of impurities. And whole process is uplifting me. That's why from tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva guna. Or for impurities to purity. And moreover, when you are not able to gaze at the tip of the nose, then what happens? That means more impurities. That's why in the beginning we go for trataka. Because when you do trataka, these are the trick. Because I am telling you all the tricks, okay? That's why when there is issues in your life, you should take care of this way. So do the tratak. So tratak means keeping the lamp, not candle, okay? Keeping the lamp at your eye level. Sit down and look at it. So when you look at the lamp flame, tear will come. Even if tear rolls down, you don't have to close your eyes. While keeping eyes open, let the tear roll. Which actually takes care of a lot of emotions. You cannot imagine. In fact, this is one of the unique methods to keep it aside all your emotions, unwanted emotions. It's like when you are rearranging your bookshelf. That happens to me most of the time. Okay, that's why I can give this example. So first mind will be ordered, tuck, 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 tuck. Then there will be last moment. Many books, you do not know which order to put. And you are tired. What to do? This is called miscellaneous self. And you never look at miscellaneous self. Do you look at? I don't ever look at miscellaneous self. Okay. Once in a blue moon. When I don't find anywhere, maybe. So how this miscellaneous self, you just adjust it, then it looks perfect. If anybody comes or your mind says, oh, all these are the miscellaneous books. Or if you don't want to miscellaneous, reference. You understand? So how you do that? Very conveniently, smartly. So also through Trataka, you can Keep all your unwanted emotion in one side, one corner of the mind. And whatever I'm talking, these are the, if I create a package, that will be a big hit, okay? Nothing to do. Swamiji is, rearranging your subconscious mind. I was told from Italy how people get, cheated. So there was an advertisement to go to Kailas, Manasarovar. And it was some 8,000 euro to be paid to travel with Guru. The person collected money, small amount for 1 or 2 years, because so that will travel such a great Guru. After arriving in Nepal, Kathmandu, discovered that Guru is not going to travel. Only you can travel with Guru if you pay $100,000. But the truth is different, I would like to say, because that time Indians were not allowed to travel to Mount Kailas. Now recently they have opened it. Then the Guru arrives in the motorbike. So gives darshan, and for that the person paid 8,000 euro. Can you believe it? And this is not one case. I can give you hundreds of cases. And I'm giving the example of one of the topmost guru in India or all over the world. Popular. What to talk? People love to be cheated. The hard-earned money. And they feel proud. Oh, one photo you can take with the bike. Yeah, I was with him. You understand? Let us not get into that mess. That's why when the best is being given when you don't deserve, you never appreciate it. That's why in Vedic culture, we never teach unless the person asks for it. And secondly, even the person asks for it, also to be tested. Like we had recently our yoga teachers training course. Every week we had exam. People started having fever. And some of them skipped exam because of fever. And of course, some run away. Okay. We don't want to be part of the exam. And you think, can this knowledge enter? Nothing will enter. Why I'm highlighting this aspect? Because the text demands, okay, there is no point of highlighting again and again. Let us read whether you understand or not. Adharam prathamam chakram swarnabham cha chaturdalam kundalinyam samayuktam dhyatva muchet kilbisei. So now the first one says, so what is need to be done? That adharam prathamam chakra. So the first chakra is called adhara, means muladhara. We have discussed everything. There is nothing to be discussed in details. We have gone through. So it is like swarnabham, shining like gold. It has got chaturdalam, 4 petals. And of course, with bija mantra. Kundalinya samayukta, Dhyatva kilvishayi muccheta. Also, you have to add also the presiding deity, Ganapati. All these things to be added. So, this is to be done. Next, Swadhisthane cha satpatre Satmanikya samaprabhe Nasagra drushtiratmanam Dhyatva yogi sukhi bhave. And after that comes to Swadhisthana chakra, which is six petal, and the color would be what? Manikya samaprabha, like ruby, how it is shining. And of course, Nasagra dushti atmanam dhyatva. So keeping gazing at the nose, tip of the nose. Now one is meditating up one's own self. Then yogi becomes happy. Because swadhisthane, that gives you the stable or steadiness, Muladhara gives the steadiness and Swadhisthana gives you happiness. Continuing. Taruna Aditya Sankase Chakre cha Manipurake Nasagra Drushtiratmanam Dhyatva Sankshobhaje Bhayet Jagat. So this is Manipurake, not Purate. So here again she's. So how to go to Manipuraka Chakra? That's why you need to spend time. That's why I don't want to spend time because you have never done. Why to waste my time to talk in details? So when it comes to Manipuraka Chakra, they are being Agni. So the connection is with Aruna. Aruna means that rising sun, that Avha Mandal. So keeping that, I think we have discussed in details. I am not really today feeling like talking to you people because you people are not doing any homework. So really, to be very honest, why and how, this is one of the most important point, like especially when a person is having depression. This works beautifully. How? Signing like this Aruna, yogi starts meditating upon, and of course keep the eyes open and gazing at the tip of the nose. Then what happens? It says, look, that Jagat Sankshu means the person can move anything and everything. The energy will be so strong. The power will be so strong, you cannot think of. That's why technically I can say, when this Kumbhabhishekam, when does it take place of Kumbhabhishekam? Kumbhabhishekam means every 12 years or 14 years, temple energy has to be renewed. The kalasam and everything, the deity, lot of changes will be done during that time only. That is done early morning when Arunam is there. All are connected, okay? So that's why I will request all of you to spend some time. Then we'll see. Because now 2 days break you have from this class so that you can have a look. However, our regular class will continue. Om Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.